Man, guess who's back? I said, guess who's back?
In London to announce what I still can't really believe. I'm sure many of you are sitting here can't quite believe it as well. Eubank Jr. against Benn. October the 8th, O2 Arena, live and exclusive on DAZN pay-per-view. I wish we had 7 O2 arenas. This fight is an absolute monster.
But, you know, I'm seeing on social media that I'm already at the end of my career now. 32 years old, you know, he doesn't have it anymore. He's lost that killer instinct. Roy Jones, you know, he's taken away his that fire, and you know, he's a playboy now, and he plays poker, and he travels, and he doesn't really want it. Whereas Ben is the young lion, you know, he's hungry, he's the destroyer, he's knocking guys out. Eubank, he just goes the distance, he doesn't have the power. That's the narrative that people are pushing, and you know, it's incredible. It's incredible to see that. It's incredible to see people say that, and it's not just fans. It's actually people in the industry who should know better and who should have more respect for what I've done. But it's okay. You know, I'm used to people being disrespectful and doubting me and saying I can't do it, and being in these 50-50 fights all the time. You know, I had someone today say, oh, it's a 50-50 fight, Eubank Benn. It isn't 50-50 to me.
What's up, guys? Welcome to my channel where we discuss everything boxing and combat sports related, with a particular emphasis on breaking down big fights and predicting the outcomes. No sitting on the fence on this channel. We're definitely not scared to say what we think or give our opinions on who we think is going to win. So if that sounds like something that you're into, I would love it if you smash the like button and consider subscribing to the channel. I really do appreciate the love and support. So let's get straight into the breakdown of these two great fighters. You know, very accomplished fighters, both of them. 21 wins for Conor Benn, and considerably more wins for Eubank, as Eubank has been in the boxing game longer than Conor Benn. And I think that's going to be one of the major factors in this fight as well. Eubank, that leads us nicely onto Eubank first. Eubank definitely has the edge in experience, and that's the first thing I want to talk about. Eubank is battle tested. You know, he's had wars with James DeGale. He got beaten by Billy Joe Saunders, but that was a war as well. You know, and then he got beaten by what's the guy's name, George Groves, which was another war. And all those fights, even if you lose, you learn so much from losses more than from wins. You know, and they just harden you, man. They allow you to be able to like drag out a decision, or at least get to the end of the fight. And you know that Eubank's got quite a good chin as well, so all those things are going to be in his favour. There's the weight issue as well, being naturally the bigger man, but I don't think that's going to play in his favour, because he's been as high as super middleweight, which is 168 pounds, coming down to 160 pounds, and now coming down to 157 pounds. He's going to be the fighter that's drained, and he knows it himself. He said that he's going to be 60%, and I think he's right. And I think Conor Benn is going to be 100%, because Conor Benn probably walks around at, you know, much bigger than his normal welterweight size, and he's allowed to rehydrate up to 157 pounds, and I think he's a strong, powerful fighter, explosive fighter already. I think it's only going to make him much more powerful. I think Eubank is massively underestimating Conor Benn, and I think Conor Benn's got speed advantage, believe it or not. I think he's more accurate as a fighter. Eubank tends to miss a lot of shots, Conor Benn doesn't. I think he's naturally the more powerful fighter. I don't see Eubank having much power at all. I think early on it's going to be all Conor Benn. The problem is, down the stretch, I think Eubank is going to be able to grind out a decision and use that weight advantage and use that experience to drag the fight out and maybe get a split decision win. I don't see him knocking out Conor Benn at all. I don't see him having that kind of power, to be honest. I've never seen it really in him. So if it's Conor Benn who can land his powerful shots, which I think he can, I think he gets Eubank out of there mid to late rounds, maybe mid rounds, because I think he will land something significant, definitely. But if Eubank wins, it's definitely going to be a decision. That's how I see the fight going, but I can't sit on the fence because I said I wouldn't, so I'm going to go through for the fighter that I prefer, that I think has got a better chance of winning, and that's Conor Benn. It's going to be quite surprising. I think he's young, powerful, got a good head on his shoulders, and I think he's in shape 3 weeks ahead of Eubank right now, as he said in the press conference. So I'm going to tip Conor Benn to win this fight mid to late rounds. I think he's just the better fighter all round, and I think he's going to shock the world and shock Eubank. I think Eubank says he's going to retire after this. He shouldn't have put so much pressure on his shoulders, because I think that's what's going to have to happen. I haven't seen anything spectacular from Eubank since he started. In his early years, when he was a front foot fighter, he still didn't have that much power. He didn't He didn't knock anyone out with one punch or anything like that. It was more kind of breaking down the fight. I didn't think he had much power then. I don't think he's got much power now. Yes, he's got a lot more experience, and Roy Jones has added some really vital things for him to be able to fight on the back foot as well, which I think is the reason why he could beat Conor Benn. Just that experience, being able to fight on the front foot, attacking, and also now being able to fight on the back foot, which he couldn't do before. So, you know, I would not be surprised if Eubank won. But if he does win, Eubank, it will be through his experience, not really through his, talent. I think Conor Benn, it might be a bit too early for him. But I think Conor Benn is actually the more talented fighter. So it's quite difficult. Talent versus experience, I think. And for now, on this occasion, I'm going to go for talent. And that's Conor Benn in my eyes. So if you enjoyed my commentary, you might disagree with my final prediction, but please subscribe to the channel anyway. I'm very excited to hear what other people think about this fight. From what I've heard, most people think Eubank's going to get the job done. Like I said, I wouldn't be surprised, but I'm going to stick my neck out and go for Conor Benn. Maybe mid to late rounds, maybe round 7. I think he could get the job done. I just think Eubank's just not as talented. Defensively, he's got a lot better defensively, but he's still not great defensively, and his offense is no way as good as Conor Benn. And Conor Benn coming up, being able to add on those extra 10 pounds, I think is going to be more of an advantage than the naturally larger man having to lose weight to come down to 157 pounds. It's going to drain him. Even he knows it. Eubank fought as high as 168 pounds. Come down to 160 pounds, which is really, really lean, and that's his weight. And now he's having to come down below that to a weight that he hasn't been at since he was 18. I just think, being the older man, I think it's going to affect him more than he thinks. So I'm going for Conor Benn in this fight. But I'm definitely excited to see the fight and see the outcome. If you enjoyed my video, please feel free to leave a comment or a like, or subscribe to my videos. I'm going to make a lot more videos of a similar nature.